On this episode, zookeepers and street hustlers and astronauts and hitmen and fire your realtor. That's gonna get me sued. This real estate stuff is not easy, so send me your questions and I will answer them. This is the Ask Jason Show. Hello everybody, my name is Jason Piercey and this is episode 60 of the Ask Jason Show. I just had blood taken. Did it right here at this table because I needed it. And there's a company in town who will come to you. And I didn't have time to go do it and I've been waiting a long time and it's sort of important. Let's check the testing and make sure everything's all right with the old body. I don't know why I did that. So yesterday I was having a conversation over dinner with some friends and one of them asked me sort of a generic question. It's not about a real situation, but I think it's a really important question. I think it's something that a lot of people want to know. So, on today's episode, we're going to talk about how to know when it's time to fire your realtor. So this one should be fun, and I'm sure nobody will complain about it. Here's my opinion of this situation. You should not have to keep a working relationship with somebody who is not doing their job. Like for instance, it's in this particular context, it is Director Joe's job to film and edit Ask Jason. If he neither filmed nor edited Ask Jason, would it still be his job? No, I would fire him. I wouldn't fire him. We're partners. It's not, how does this mean partner? That's gross. I don't even know what that was. We're partners. What is the symbol for partners? Keep moving? Is that what you're telling? Okay. He did this and I was like, how does this mean partner? He means shut up, keep moving. We would just dissolve the partnership when it comes to Ask Jason. And similarly, Joe right now is having some renovations done to his basement. If they weren't doing the renovations, would they still be hired? No, he would fire them. If you hire somebody to sell your house and they are not doing the process of selling your house, I'm not saying they didn't sell your house because it's a process, it's not an event. You don't hire somebody to sell your house and then, a week later it's sold. That's a bad example because I just did that. Generally speaking, hiring a realtor to sell your house, it not being sold in a week is not a big deal. Houses take longer than a week to sell. I'm not saying fire them because the house isn't sold. I'm saying fire them if they're not doing the work to get it sold. Putting a sign on the lawn and putting it on realtor.ca on MLS, that's the cost of entry. Everybody does that. You don't need to be anybody. You can do that yourself without a realtor. You just pay the mere posting fee. I don't even know how much it is. I have no idea. You don't need us for that. If the work isn't being done, then the house isn't gonna be sold. You're not firing them for not selling the house. You're firing them for not putting the work in. And how do you know when they're not putting the work in? Well, you might not be seeing the activity, but you gotta be careful. See, it's a very delicate situation because you could hire me to sell your house. You could be completely unrealistic in your expectations of its value. I not be able to get you down to where you need to be, but we agree that we'll give it a shot over X amount of period of time. If we don't get the activity we want, we'll revisit and we'll adjust the price to where my recommendation is. But if you won't make that move after the market makes it clear to us that it's the wrong price, it sort of stops being my fault. At that point, I should probably fire you because my marketing is expensive. Joe ain't free, right? Director Joe is we do good work and $10 is $10. That's all I'm saying. Okay, maybe I should fire Joe because it's his job to film and edit Ask Jason. It's not his job to leave It's not his job to leave cran apple, pound cake, sensational, smelly, minty, whatever the hell. Actually, that looks really good. Stuff in the background to distract you while I'm talking about the most important decision you'll ever make in your life. That's lovely. Anyway. So, this will be Joe's last episode of Ask Jason. So when you want to fire your realtor, there's a couple of situations. They could not be putting the work in. And make sure the reason is that they're not putting the work in and not because your expectations are unrealistic. Because I could work my ass off to try and sell a house for you, but if you want $100,000 more than it's meant to be, it's just not gonna happen. That's not on me. But it is also still on me. Because if it can't happen, why do I still have the business? Like if your house is listed for $500,000 and I told you, dude, it's 4 tops. It is 4 tops. And you're like, well, give it 2 weeks. So I give it 2 weeks. And now it's still not selling. And it's 4. Dude, we got to get it down to 4 like I told you. And then you won't do it and I keep your listing, then I'm an idiot. Because it's a waste of my time too. Fire your realtor if your expectations are reasonable, but they're not doing the work. or if you just don't feel comfortable. Like if the relationship is not there. Like this is somebody that you have to trust. And if you don't trust them, gone. That's how you fire anybody. Somebody yell out a job. What's a job? Give me like a job title, anything. Zookeeper. You should fire your zookeeper if you don't trust them or if they are not keeping your zoo. You fire them. Give me another job title. Spit one out. Astronaut. You fire an astronaut if they're not trustworthy and you think that they'll double cross you with the aliens. So you would fire them because we cannot have that. And you would also fire them if they were not going to space. If they were like, yeah, I'm not one of those astronauts that like flies to space. I'm more like the guy who says, hey, I'm an astronaut. I need another, like, give me another one. Street hustler. That's not a job. You don't hire street hustlers. But it's not a thing. It's like saying the other job is, I don't know, hitman. Actually, that's not a bad one. If you don't trust that your hitman is going to complete the job and they can't get it done, you would fire them. Actually, I don't think I'd want a bad relationship with a person like a contract killer. Never fire your hitman. Just wait it out. Wait it out. Eventually, somebody might hit them. How did we get here? Yeah, this episode is over. Fire realtors you don't trust and who don't put the work in. I think that's basically, we could have summed that up. Let's start this over right now, and I'm gonna do the whole episode, and it's gonna take like 20 seconds. And then that's basically the entire summary. This real estate stuff is not easy, so send me your questions and I will answer them. This is the Ask Jason Show. Hello everybody, my name is Jason Piercey. This is episode 60 of the Ask Jason Show. If you don't trust your realtor, fire them. The end. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. The Ask Jason Show exists so that you can get good real estate related information from a resource that you can trust. Now, speaking of resources you can trust, here's a couple I would trust to work with my mom. Because good enough for mom, I mean, good enough for you.